What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I want to get into some updates on the New York Jets offensive line injuries, specifically Morgan Moses. My goodness gracious, wait till you hear what the list of injuries this guy is playing through. And I also want to share my predictions for the trade deadline tomorrow. All right, so let's go to Morgan Moses, right tackle of the New York Jets. Missed a couple of games after getting banged up against the Patriots the first go round, but then he has come back and played every game since. So he's missed 2 games. Listen to what he lists off that he is dealing with right now on the injury front.
Yeah, Morgan, can you tell us just what you're playing through right now? I mean, you haven't practiced as much lately, but you're out there on Sundays. What are you dealing with?
Same thing that I got in the Patriots game, first Patriots game. Grade 2 MCL tear, a little meniscus, and a little fracture. So, obviously, when you go through a battle of OTAs and training camp with your guys, you build this camaraderie that never goes away, and you never want to feel like you let guys down. But everybody in this locker room is playing through something, whether it's personal, whether it's physical, emotional, whatever it is. And that's what football teams are great for, right? It's because we band together. When I can't give you 100%, I know the guy right there beside me is going to give the extra 15% or whatever it is. And you can't, being a veteran guy, you just always want to be able to grace the field. You never know when it's going to be your last time, and I take that personally. So, but it's been fun. It's obviously been fun with the guys. They've been picking me up, and like I said, everybody's playing with something. So, yeah.
Are you kidding me? A grade 2 MCL tear, meniscus damage, and a small fracture. Anything else you want to pile on this poor guy? Dude is an Iron Man, an absolute Iron Man. And I am glad that he is a New York Jet. I really am. I think he's done a very good job for the Jets at right tackle. It started a little bit slow. He has been significantly better since coming back and playing. And man, again, you just got to tip your cap because the guy is clearly banged up. He's in his mid-30s. He's played for so many years. He's gotten contracts. He's gotten paid. It's so easy to go, you know what? I'm gonna call it, guys. Put me on IR. But he's not. He's playing through it because the guy is a freaking warrior. Not only is he a warrior, but he's a leader too. Listen to him talk about Olu Fashanu coming in and playing at right guard.
Yeah, I think the amazing thing about that is that you've seen a band of brothers go to him on the sideline when we found out that he was going to go in and guard. From AVT, who was not dressed out, because of injury, going to him and just talking to him about different techniques. And then obviously myself as a veteran guy, man, everybody's had that opportunity where you got thrown in something similar to that. And it's sink or swim. But I just told him, I said, look, man, don't worry about it. We'll make the calls. We'll adjust on protection, but just go out there and play. But, the biggest thing for him is that, he worked his ass off all off-season, OTAs, training camp, to seize any moment that is available for him, right? And so we talked about that, obviously earlier in the season. I missed a couple of games. He goes in at right tackle. He never played guard in his life, but to seize that opportunity. And when you have a guy that works his tail off every day, you have the utmost, respect for him. You have the utmost, not even just respect, but just knowing that he's going to get the job done because, he put out the sweat, blood, and tears out there on Monday through, Wednesday working his craft. And, it's a minor adjustment for him. But he took the field and he didn't look back.
That's the kind of guy. That's the guy that I want playing for my football team. Love the answer on Olu. Loved how they were all coming together as an offensive unit, talking about, Olu's never played right guard in his life. And, AVT's over there and showing him, some things that he could work on. And Morgan Moses told him, don't worry, we're going to get the protection right. And you know what? For the most part, Olu was fine at right guard. He had the one penalty, but I'm not going to kill him for that. He literally, at no level in his life has he played right guard. And he did it in an NFL game and was fine. Can he coach the offensive line? Can Morgan Moses take over for Keith Carter, be the first player coach on the offensive line? I think we'd all sign up for that. Last thing on Morgan Moses. I know it's a very heavy Morgan Moses episode, but Quincy Williams shared some comments too. And again, just just love the answer from Quincy Williams on the leadership that Morgan provides.
Not even talking about the play on the field, but just being a leader in the locker room, especially with everything just falling down outside of us. You feel me? Just keeping the team together, being a great leader, always coming in. Actually had a player-led meeting where he said some very powerful things for coming from different teams and things like that. He's one of those players that you just got to listen to, bro. You got to soak it all up. Everything he's giving you as far as like what he's seeing, as far as on the field, what he's seeing like in life, the locker room he's been around, the great people he's been around. So you're just soaking it all up.
He's one of those players you just got to listen to. That's the quote that stands out to me. I'd like Morgan Moses back. Maybe I'm a little bit too ambitious and optimistic, but I don't think Tyron Smith is back. And if the Jets could go into 2025 with from left to right, Olu Fashanu at left tackle, John Simpson at left guard, Joe Tippmann at center, Elijah Vera Tucker at right guard, and Morgan Moses at right tackle. A little continuity on the offensive line. You're allowed to do that? I'm in. Morgan, thank you for being a great leader on this Jets team, and thank you for playing through these injuries, man. That's awesome. Okay, last thing for me, the trade deadline is tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to be going live like I was last year because I thought, there's a big move going to be made for the New York Jets, and then they signed, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name, the guy, Roger Saffold. I don't think he ever showed up in Jets gear at any point. That was just wild. But anyway, they didn't make a move. They instead signed Roger Saffold. But I would expect it to be a pretty quiet day for the New York Jets. My only thing that I think might happen is maybe Mike Williams gets dealt. But the reason why I went from at one point being like, yeah, I think Mike Williams gets traded to now I'm not as positive is because of the Allen Lazard injury. Lazard's going to be out for 3 more games at least. So maybe the Jets go, you know what, we're just going to hold on to our guy Mike Williams here and ride it out with Williams, Devontae Adams, and Garrett Wilson. The top 2 receivers started to click against the Houston Texans. I think they ride those 2 heavy. But I don't know if they're going to willingly go, you know what, we'll trade Mike Williams. We're good with Xavier Gibson and Malachi Corley in the short term while Allen Lazard's still out for the next three games. On the buying front, I don't see them giving in any more assets to this team. They made the deal for Devontae Adams. They fired the coach. They signed Hassan Reddick. I think that's it. Now, could they use some interior defensive line depth? Yes, I did a video not that long ago of what else the Jets could do. And, Quentin Jefferson or Shelby Harris were 2 names that I brought up, which could absolutely be helpful for this Jets team. And it won't cost a whole lot. So, maybe the Jets decide, we will trade a day 3 pick for a guy who could just eat on the interior of the defensive line. Maybe that's what they end up doing here. But my guess for a day out, it's going to be quiet. I really wouldn't expect a whole lot. Guys, that'll do it for me in this one. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary. Catch you next time.